Welcome everyone, Professor Piyush here. Let's explore another very commonly used tool in Rhino and powerful as well, which is extracting a surface from any polysurface or a closed polysurface like this. I've already created a sample for you to demonstrate. So if I select this object and go to the properties, it will tell me it is a closed solid polysurface. Another way to get the surface will be exploding, but we will cover that later, how exploding works. In this video I will just explain you about extracting the surface from different polysurfaces, models, subdivision models in Rhino 8 and other objects, and what are the options available. So first, let me do the default method. I will just activate my extract surface command. So you can find it in the standard tool with the explode only. If you use your right mouse button instead of left, you will activate the extract surface, and if you use your left mouse button, you will activate the explode surface. Sorry, and if you use your left mouse button, you will activate the explode command. You can straight away type in the command line extract surface. That also will work, and it will come up with three command line options or parentheses. First is the output layer, which is currently set to input, which means if you go to the layer panel, which means if this is set to layer 1 or this object is in layer 1, that becomes the input layer. So the surface which you will extract will also come in layer 1, right? Copy is set to no, which means the surface which you will extract will not be copied, it will be removed from the poly surface, but rest of the surfaces will remain intact as it is. And sub-D at corners we will cover with a sub-D model. I will demonstrate you with another sub-D model. So let us just explore with these default settings. How can we extract the surface? It is asking me to select the surface which you want to extract. Let's say I want to extract this, this and this, and then I can straight away use my right mouse button or spacebar, and you will see the surfaces are extracted. If I select and move them up just to show you, and you can see it is removed from this closed poly surface which was there. This surface is also removed, and now if I select the remaining thing, it is intact, but if you go to the properties, it is now not a closed poly surface, it is an open poly surface, right? So what if you want to keep the whole poly surface as closed but only want to extract the surface for further usage in modeling? Then how to go ahead with this? So I will go back as default. Yes, now I will activate my extract surface by using the right mouse button, and this time I will change the copy option to yes. And the moment you do that, you will see a plus sign appearing with the cursor. That means Rhino will extract the surface, but it will also keep the original closed poly surface as it is. It will just copy it. So I will select the same surfaces and just right mouse button. Now the surfaces are extracted, and this time if you select, it will give you a selection cycle. This is known as selection cycle. So you want to select the surface or the poly surface. So I want to select the surface, move them up. Here also I want to select the surface, move them up, surface, move on the side. So you see, you see now if I select this, it is still maintained as closed solid poly surface, but I have got the extracted surface which I can make use of it to extend my model or do other things through it. Good, right? Now let's see how this input or output layer works. So I will bring and activate my extract surface. I will change the copy to no for now, and currently the output layer is set to input. Input means the layer in which this original object is. So currently I have put this original object in layer 1, and now if I extract any surface, let's say I extract this surface, right mouse button, and if I select this surface and see the layer, it is in the same layer, right? Because when I'm hiding layer 1, everything is getting hidden. That means this extracted surface is also in the same layer 1, right? So uh, the output layer option, if it's set to input, it will extract the surface in the same layer as the original object was. Now let's see what other options we have in that. So I'll go back to the default model. Okay, now I will activate my extract surface again, and this time change the output layer as current. So the current layer means the layer on which, the default layer on which I am working. So currently whichever layer will have a tick mark, that means that's the current layer. Even I can create layer 1 as current layer, or layer 2 as current layer, or layer 3 also. Like any layers, if I double click, that will become the current layer. So that tick mark is a symbol or identification to see that this is my current layer. So I'll keep the default layer as the current layer and check my output layer as current, and now extract the surface. Let's say I extract this one, select the surface, right mouse button, and now if I select this surface and if I off layer 1 now, so it will off only the original model. Now this particular surface was created in the default layer, so it's not hiding, right? So you understood the difference how output layer works in extracting the surface. Now I will show you how can you extract surface from a sub-D model. So I have created a sub-D box here. In sub-D starts from Rhino 8. You can find it in the sub-D tools. I have created a sub-D box, just like you create a regular box, polysurface box. Same way you can create a sub-D box. Now how to extract surfaces from a sub-D model? It follows the same thing. You can go to standard, extract surface, and start selecting the surface which you want to extract. You don't need to hold the shift key to do that. And then so there is a difference when you copy the surface and you don't copy the surface. I will show that as well. First, let's see what happens if third option says sub-D add corners as no, right? So if I keep it no and then use my right mouse button, you will see it will create the crease at the corners. Okay, now I will go back and show you with another option. So I will extract the surface, set the copy as yes, and set the sub-D at corners as no, and then see what happens. So if now I will start selecting the surface which I want to extract, and then right mouse button, right? So you will see it is creating the crease, and the original sub-D model is intact, and I got a sub-D surface extracted. Okay, so if you tap the tab key, you can toggle between the real sub-D model and the editing part of the sub-D model. Now I will go back, bring the extract surface again. This time I will change the sub-D add corners to yes, and now I will extract the same surface again, right mouse button, and this time you will see the corners are not creased, it is rectangular. So that's the difference how you can extract the surfaces from the sub-D model by toggling between yes and no. Now let's see what happens if I will go back to the extract surface tool first and keep the copy as no, and then keep the sub-D at corners as no, and then extract surface. Let's see how it goes. You will see it is extending the sub-D model and creasing the surface as well. Okay, so this surface is extracted, but this model is modified. That's the difference when you extract anything in a sub-D, keeping the copy on. Now let me activate the extract surface again, and we'll keep the copy as no, but I will change the sub-D at corners to yes, and then see what happens. So you will see the whole sub-D is creasing and blending with the rectangular extracted surface, right? So that's the difference. You can use both of them. If it depends on the demand of the model which you are doing, you can use both the techniques to extract the surface for a sub-D model. And one more thing, this extract surface works with both polysurface and sub-D as well. Even if you go to the sub-D tools, you will find another extract surface, but it does the same thing. Okay, if I use this from here, right click, it will bring the same three options as we found in the polysurface option. So they both work in the same way. So I'll give you a small shortcut or a faster way how you can extract surface. If your intention is just to quickly extract the surface only, you can just hold your control key and shift key, and you can select any surface which you want to extract. Let's say this one. Now the what's happening here is, by using control and shift key, it is only selecting the surface from the closed from the closed poly surface. It is not extracting it now. So what you can do is, you can just hold your alt key, use the gumball. This is known as the gumball, where you will see red, blue and green axes. You can hold your alt key, click the gumball arrow where you want to copy, let's say a red side arrow, click and drag, and you will see there is a plus sign coming at the in the cursor. That means it is copying the surface without disturbing the closed poly surface. So I will copy it, and you will see this is intact, nothing has changed, but I have got the extracted surface. So if you don't want to deal with the layers and all those things, you only want the surface to extract quickly, this is the faster way which you can use. So I hope extracting surface is clear to you. You can use this to create multiple and big projects. If you want to learn from the scratch based on the project, so there is my another channel which is Rhino and Grasshopper projects. I have shared the details in the description. Links are available. You can go to that channel. That channel only have the videos or the playlist or the courses which are project based. So you will learn by doing something. Any different kind of projects, can be a product design, can be architectural project, can be interior project, from the blank screen to the finished thing. Okay, so there I explain tools in brief manner, but here in this channel we deep dive into those same tools. If you want to practice tools separately, you can parallelly learn through this channel, and if you want to learn through project base, you can go to that channel and follow. I will see you again with another interesting and commonly used tool in Rhino, and we will again explore it to the depth with various demonstrations. Till then, see you. Bye bye.